Hey everybody, it's the Detroit Lions on the Prowl, and this is a Q&A where we take your questions, our questions, and we talk everything Detroit Lions. If you could you subscribe to the channel if you have not already, and hit that like button and that notification bell so you know when the next video is coming out. I'd like to introduce my panel today, and first, we have Tim, that is the original OG of the Lions on the Prowl. Welcome to the show, Tim. I know you work a lot, but I'm glad you're here tonight.
Yeah, it's great to be here. It sure is.
Okay, short and sweet. That's wonderful. Yeah. All right. And the newest member of the Lions on the Prowl family is Kurt Steele. What's up today, brother?
What up, though? You know how we do it, man. I'm glad to be here, my man. Hey, big shout out to my fellas over at the DSA. You know how we do it. And to my man, Shiny J, over at the Die Hard Den podcast.
Absolutely. Shouting out the DSA members as well. Luke G, 313 JMO, Detroit Drew, Piston Stock, who joined me on the hockey show this week, which was awesome because he knows a lot about hockey. I was impressed. So all the people over there, Rachel Marie Sports, yeah, all those guys over there. We just have a great time on the roundtables. They're 8 o'clock on Tuesdays and Thursdays, and check for the DSA updates to know whose channel that's on. Or we also have a DSA YouTube channel, so if you want to, you can catch that there. Also, we have lives every Friday night at 8 for the foreseeable future, unless we change it. So, yeah, we're going to do that. And now we're going to introduce the last but my favorite member of the group, my wife, Valerie Bordeaux.
What's up, everyone? It's good to be here. Let's talk some Lions football and have some fun with it.
Yeah, we're going to have a ton of fun. We're going to get to your questions during the chat. Also going to get to our questions that we have already, and we're going to go to the first one right now. In a poll yesterday on Pride of Detroit, and shout out to Jeremy Reisman because he is the head editor and good buddy. All right. So the approval rating for Matt Patricia was 2% on their recent poll. The question is, do you think Matt Patricia simply needs more time, or have you seen enough? I'm going to go first to my man, Kurt.
Yeah, I've seen just about all I need to see. And I think it's paired with not only the losing, but his attitude and the way that he conducts himself. It just, at this point, it's not a good look for me. I think it's time to move on. I think he'll get to Thanksgiving, and that's a stretch, but I think it's time for him to go. A big shout out to You Can Call Me Funk and my man Steve-O over in the chat.
Thanks for rocking with us. He says, You Can Call Me Funk says, holy Dak Prescott. For those who don't know, Dak Prescott had a severe injury of his ankle today. Stafford to Dallas confirmed. No, I'm kidding. Stafford to Dallas confirmed. All right, Tim, what do you think about this question? Have you seen enough, or do you think he needs more time?
I seen enough because I see that there's going to be hardly no chance in him turning this team around. I mean, he just does not seem to adjust well. He doesn't know how to be a head coach. He doesn't know how to put together wins that they really need. He has his own way of doing things, and right now, all I see is his own way is the wrong way.
That makes perfect sense to me. All right, Val, what do you think about this?
Yeah, I'm on board with y'all, and I've had enough of Patricia. He's gone.
Everybody in the chat has seen enough too. Steve-O says, I've seen enough. Charles Osborne says, I've seen enough. And You Can Call Me Funk is interesting here because he says, I've seen enough of Quinn for sure. So that's interesting. Mm-hmm. Okay, yeah, we're at Steve-O. That's one of our questions for today about Travis Fulgham. It is. Okay, so we will get to that. We're going to get to that. So anyway, we have another question. Our next one up is this. Travis Fulgham dominated the Pittsburgh Steelers secondary to the tune of 10 catches for 152 yards. How do you feel about ex-Lions that were cut that go on to do great things in other uniforms? So I am going to go to Tim first on this one. What do you think about that, Tim?
Well, it just shows that the Lions, and not only during the Patricia era, but as a whole, as a team, they have not been able to develop the talent that they have. If they draft the right people, they don't develop them right. So there's something wrong within the whole organization that needs to be fixed. And it's not going to just end with Quinn or Patricia going. They need to bring somebody in here that knows how to really develop and change the culture.
Malik Mills actually says, I believe in Matty P. I would love to hear why. I want to hear why you love Matty P, or you believe in him still. Yeah. Steve-O says, unbelievable. And I'm kind of down with him. Yeah. All right. So next person up on this question is Kurt. What do you think about this?
Hey, before I get that, big shout out to my man, Chuck Osborne. Charles, thank you for chatting with us out here on the chat. You know what? I take it with a grain of salt, because sometimes it's not a good fit. Everybody that's not good comes in is not a good fit. Just because you draft them doesn't mean they're going to be fit in the system. Now, I do agree with Tim. Sometimes the Lions can underdevelop players. You know, if you look at, say, a lot of people think that Matthew Stafford's underdeveloped. He does not. He's not playing up to his potential. But you look at Kyle Van Noy went to the Pats and won two Super Bowls and played really well in that system. And it's the similar system that we have here in Detroit right now. So it is. I think it is what it is. I'm not a big proponent. When you go somewhere else, sometimes a fresh fit helps a player play better, and they fit in that system better. I saw Devin Lawson make some good tackles today out there in Kansas City. So, I mean, he was up on the board quite a few times.
I think for him, it was just a fact he can't turn his head around to see the ball. He's fast. He can cover, but he never looks back for the ball. And I think that was my big issue with him. And he wasn't a great tackler here either. I didn't.
Nah, but he played okay today. But like I said, sometimes it's just the fit. Sometimes it's coaching and development, like Tim said. But once they leave Detroit, do I really pay attention to them that much? They're not here anymore. I keep it moving. I unlike them on Twitter. I don't follow them on Instagram anymore. Once they leave Detroit, that's it for me.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah. They leave the team. I mean,
you're done. That's it. Bye. Cut them off.
Done. Yeah. Keep going.
I like to see what other players do with other teams, because I wonder if they could have done that with our team. You look at the guard that went over to San Francisco and is playing in a Super Bowl.
Lincoln Tomlinson.
Yeah. I mean, there's a bunch of guys that you can point to, and all throughout Lions history. It isn't just now. It's been a long time. Tim, what was that cornerback that went to Denver? Do you remember?
Oh, no, I can't remember.
Okay, there was a long time ago. There was another guy that won a Super Bowl or something like that. But it's like this continues to happen to this team, and it's interesting that it doesn't matter what the coaching staff is or the general manager or whatever. It just continues to happen. Maybe it happens to everybody because, like Kurt said, maybe the system is possibly the thing there. Val, what do you think about this?
I mean, I do agree with Curtis in the fact that there are a lot of players that just don't fit the system. They don't work well with whatever coach, and they tend to work better somewhere else. But there is something to say that it does make a statement when you have a lot of players, when they leave, winning Super Bowls as the second they leave. There's something to be said about that.
Yeah, that's true. Malik Mills says because he can show he can beat the big teams, and we got to give him credit he deserves. And the first four we played without half our pieces. He's 10, 25, and 1. You just can't be that bad and be a head coach. You can be a weatherman and be that bad. But you can't be a head coach in the NFL and be that bad. So that's my response. Anybody want to respond to this, Malik? And you're entitled to your opinion. You could be right. He could turn the ship around. You never know.
Well, if you're 10 and 25 and 1, you're not beating the big teams.
Right.
You're hardly beating any teams.
Right.
But he beat New England.
But the Lions in the past have beaten big teams before, so this isn't something new.
That's
And
true,
they have
too.
had better records. So I don't know. This guy just can't coach. I mean,
Okay.
he just can't.
We'll
I
talk
mean,
about that later too.
Yeah.
Some comments from Terry Bradshaw.
Malik, yeah, you lost me on that one, brother.
Yeah.
I can't co-sign on that one. I mean, just to be honest, when he came to Detroit, yes, there was a lot of promise, and he's, beating the Patriots is, for me, is that a big deal? Well, he has a blueprint to beat the Patriots, so that's not really something that's impressive to me, that he beat the Patriots.
Right.
Beat the Packers, beat the Bears, beat the Vikings, win the division, and that's going to impress me. So this beating the Patriots or beating or hanging tough with the Chiefs last year, that's not impressing me. Get in the playoffs, win the division. So yeah, he can miss me on that one.
Right.
Funk's comment is kind of interesting here. He said,
Okay.
2 years and 4 games is really not enough time to rebuild a team. And please don't give me the 9-7 the year before thing. It was a horrible 9-7. And yes, it's a rebuild. Seriously, who was left for him? And I kind of disagree with that. 2 years and 4 games is plenty of time to rebuild a team. You've got a coach that's been with the Bears for 2 years and 4 games and is 28-13.
Yeah.
With mediocre players compared to the Lions.
I love this comment here. I trust the weatherman more than I trust Matt Patricia.
I love that one too.
Yeah.
Yeah, Dak is out
mean,
of service. No, we're not getting Dak, I doubt. Facebook user says Jim Caldwell got screwed. What do you think about that? Is that true?
Ooh.
Go to Kurt. Looks like he's excited about this.
I will say this. I will say Jim Caldwell, he was, I say he was the end all be all, but I think he was taking the team farther, and he had him in a better direction than the current coach. The 9-7 season, the last one, it was a tough year, but it was still a winning season. 3 out of the 4 years he was at Detroit, going 9-7 and getting fired after having a 9-7 season before that, I can kind of see where the Facebook user is correct on that one. You go 9-7 and 9-7 and you lose. I mean, you get fired. So yeah, he got screwed a little bit. And the reason I would say that, because it's sometimes people like to bring in buddies and their friends and the guys that they're used to. And I think that's the biggest downfall of this administration in Detroit. With Quinn and Patricia, they bringing in all the guys they know, all the players they know from New England, and it's not working. You can't bring New England here, because guess what? One thing that's missing. Belichick. Belichick is
Belichick is the one piece.
He's the key to their success. So you can't bring those guys and not bring Belichick and expect us to win. I'm sorry, you can't do it.
Brian Malia says, even Cleveland's winning, for God's sakes.
Yeah,
they are. They're looking good too.
See that? Yeah, I don't see that one.
So there's a couple people that are asking this. Charles Osborne and Brian Malia said some are asking to trade Stafford to Dallas. Do you agree?
That was my pick. Yeah. That was my pick.
Yeah, even more now. I think that if we're going to go into a full rebuild, we need to see what we can get for him right now. Tim's going to love this, because he's been a proponent of this for the last 2-3 years. But you know what? It is. I'm on board now. I'm on board with Tim now. I am. It's time to let him go. It is time to get him, and not for us. Not for a better Lions team, because it doesn't make us better. It makes us a lot worse. But it's for the guy himself. He's put a lot of years into the Detroit Lions. It's 12 years now. It's too many. You can't just sit in the losing for all that time. I think if he goes to Dallas, he really could win something over there. Why not? Trade him and show other players and other free agents that you actually care about the players that you have.
And I think Jerry Jones will open his checkbook and he would give us a decent pick to get Stafford because he thinks that highly of him. And he wants to bring that hometown hero back into the Dallas area.
Do I think we do it? I don't think we do. We're too stupid for that. We always think we got a chance, and it's Patricia's Quinn and Patricia are. This is their year, man. If they don't make it this year, they're done, and they know it. So
guys, why let Stafford go when we can go 9-7? Malik Mills asks.
Because we can't go 9-7. That's why. I mean, that's in my opinion. It's not. I hate to say this. That's just my opinion. I don't see this team going 9-7. I just don't. And they could. You may be right. You may absolutely be right. But what do you guys think, Val? What do you think about that 9-7 thing?
First of all, I don't think the Lions are going 9-7 this year at all. And I think you do need to give Stafford a break somewhere else. I mean, we were talking about that, players going out and winning somewhere else. Give him at least a chance to at least do something with his career other than pad stats here.
Okay. What do you think, Tim? No, I already know what you think. Don't worry.
Right.
I'm just kidding.
Now, I think that his trade capital is real important to us. Okay. And also for him, too. Obviously, this regime does not know how to use him because ever since Patricia's been there, he's not been the comeback kid. Now, I do think he's injured. I do think that he may be slowed down because of the 2 back injuries, and plus he's getting older. So if you're going to trade him, you do want to trade him to a team that values him and that's going to give you what he's worth. If you can get something close to what he's worth, trade him not only for us but for him to a team that in an area that he's grew up in that he liked. Hey, I'm for it.
Okay. Did we get to everybody on that one? I think we did.
So. Yeah. Shout out to Todd Super Ginger.
That is an interesting name.
Draft Trevor Lawrence. Shout out to everyone in the chat. Pick up my man Luke G.
Luke G.
is in the house. Shout out to my man Luke G. So he says, I think it's more proof coaching is an issue. I have to agree with that. What do you guys think about that?
I agree. I think it is a coaching issue. I think that the defense is awful, and you're supposed to be defensive minded. They can't stop anything. They just can't stop anything. So, they can't stop the run. They can't stop the pass. Right now, we can't stop anything. And so that's a lot of pressure on Stafford. That's a lot of our offense has to score all the time or we just won't win.
Yeah. Now, I think that once Patricia left New England, their defense got better. So that also speaks a lot too. I mean, he cannot coach. Our defense is horrible. I mean, we obviously need a pass rush, a run rush, and he doesn't believe in it, and he won't change. The main thing and where I feel he failed, I mean, sure, he didn't have his players in, but he did not know how to use the players that he had. He just wanted his team and was one-sided, had the tunnel vision, and it, like I say, it was his way or the highway. A good coach knows how to use the players that he got to win. There was no excuse to drop the way that he did after 2 9-7 seasons.
Yeah, that's true. Did you answer this one, Kurt?
I did answer this one. Yeah.
All right, we're good then. All right, we're gonna go to
this one. Oh. Did you see that Malik Mills said just like
Al Kaline
is Tiger King. Matthew Stafford is Lion King.
I think Simba's the Lion King.
Interesting.
Currently,
take.
Well, like
I don't,
like
I don't-
Brian Malia says, Ford built a heck of a truck. Ford can't build a winning franchise.
He's kind of right on that. He's kind of
Yeah,
right on that.
yeah,
I don't
yeah.
know about this. I mean, do I consider him Barry or do I consider him Stafford or Billy Sims maybe even earlier?
Mhm.
He's had a really good career. He's had very impressive stats. He's the first to 35,000 yards. He's the youngest. He has a lot of good things going for him except the team around him. But at what point do you, I mean, it is weird. It's a weird conversation because he did have Calvin Johnson, so I mean, a lot of people would say now he has Kenny Golladay and he has Marvin Jones and he has all these running backs and he has a tight end. And I mean, how much more weapons does a dude need? And the offense is good. The defense is still bad. The running game is iffy, So how much blame does Stafford take on this whole thing? I guess that's kind of the thing with me. How do we place him as an all-time great? He's the all-time greatest quarterback we've ever had. That's where he is. Any thoughts, guys, on this?
Yeah, I would say Stafford is hands down the best quarterback ever to have laced him up in the Honolulu and Silver. Hands down.
Yep.
It's not even a comparison. The next one is Bobby Lane.
Bobby Lane. Yep.
Behind Stafford. It's one of those things he is going to go out down in lore as for the Detroit Lions. Most of the Lions fan love Stafford, but if he stays with the Lions his whole career and doesn't win anything, he'll be that one guy who was just a wasted talent in the league.
Yeah, I think so too. Just like Barry, just like Calvin Johnson. We love wasting careers here in Detroit.
Ooh, ain't nothing like
I hate that.
Like some bad milk, we just leave it in the refrigerator.
And I think that you're right on that. And I also think that I want a winner here so bad. Just so everybody knows. I'm not negative on the team and I'm not negative on their coaching staff, but I don't believe this stuff where you have to support everything that they do to be a fan. I disagree with that 100%. I'm not trying to tear the team down by saying that we suck at 1-4. We suck at 1-4. Okay. That wasn't expected this year. I got that point. But the thing is, here we are. This is what we are right now. We are what our record said. And Luke G says Patricia didn't, and now he has his people, and they still suck. He doesn't know how to use talent, is what he was saying. Yeah. One thing Stafford has proven is he's good, but not good enough to elevate a bad team to win games. He's saying he can't put the team on his shoulder, and I believe that. I think that Aaron Rodgers is at a different level. I think Tom Brady is at a different level. Peyton Manning. They elevated the people around them to be better. I don't think Stafford does that. I think Stafford needs the talent to win. What do you think, guys?
I don't think Stafford ever had the leadership that he should have had. He just doesn't have the leadership for the team around him. I mean, he has his skills and his talents and he uses them. But if you don't elevate the people around you, what good is it going to do? Because you can't carry the team by yourself.
Right. Exactly. But I think the question is, does Stafford make the players around him better?
Okay.
That
What's the guy's name? Chris Durham? Is that the guy?
Yeah, it's
receiver?
Fulgham.
No, not him. Not Travis Fulgham. I'm talking about a few years ago when the Lions.
Chris Durham.
Chris Durham. You see that catch? No one knows who that guy is. There were some receivers he had that he elevated while.
But did we go to the playoffs that year?
Yes, I believe so.
We did. Okay.
I believe so, yeah.
But we didn't win the division, obviously. We didn't go any far. I mean, to me, you have to carry that team through.
I think that with big shout out to Rod Love. Yes, prayers go out to Dak.
Yeah, for sure.
I think that he can in the right situation. So when he had Jim Caldwell as his coach, he did elevate the team. He could put the team on his back and lead them to wins. he doesn't have that in that system with Patricia. He's never had that since Patricia's been in town. But to strap him up and with all those comeback, he can pull a team. To have all those comeback victories doesn't mean he can pull a team. He can put a team on his back and lead them to victory.
But he hasn't won a playoff game.
Yeah,
he hasn't won big games. He's really not that good in. It's not that he's not good. We're just not winning. So is it a question of that?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So Tim, what do you think about this? Is Stafford making the team better, or his players around him better?
Well, he did make Kevin Johnson better, I think. Yeah, and not that he really needs to be, because one of the knocks when he did have Kelvin was that's all he looked for was Kelvin. And unfortunately, when you are a Lions, quarterback or whatever, you don't only need to fight the other team. But in some of these, he might have had at least one playoff win, maybe a couple, if it wasn't been for taken away from him by questionable calls from the NFL and the referees.
Yeah,
but
that's true.
Does he consistently make them better? He may make them better, but not enough to actually win that playoff game. Because it's too close. I mean, they play too close. And is it more the coaching? Now I think it is more the coaching. Now, do we blame that more on Patricia, or do we blame that more on the OC, Bevel?
Which moron do we blame it on?
Because I mean,
sorry,
Bevel runs the offense,
right?
And
Absolutely.
Unfortunately, I mean, and it's been lacking the last couple of years as far as in Stafford being able to bring back the team.
Stafford's been working closely with Patricia, talking about the offense.
Right. But I'm sure, but Bevel was brought in, after the first year because that wasn't working. But what happened is it got worse too.
Hey, here's a really good point by Luke G. Says, yes, he does. Just look at last year, the team without Stafford. They're 0-8 without him.
Mm-hmm.
And
it's such a hard question because I like Stafford a lot, and Tim knows this. I've been a big Stafford supporter for the whole time. Yeah. I've been telling everybody that it's the team, it's not Stafford. But you know what? At the end of the day, I think that we need an identity. I think that we need to get. I do think it's time to trade him. I do think the value is high now, and I don't think it's going to be as high as it's going to be right now. I really don't. I think that it's time before the trade deadline to move on. And it's not moving on because the Lions want to be better. It's moving on because the Lions absolutely want him to be a winner and show that they care about their players. It's just something for me I think they need to do.
Well, see, here's a point that Brian Malia brings up. It says Brady isn't constantly on his back and had defenses that blow huge leads.
That's true, too. His offensive line play has not been good. This year, the offensive line isn't doing so bad. He's taking some sacks this year. They're on him. He could have thrown the ball away. There's times that he just doesn't look right this year.
But I will give him to Stafford that he does know when it's fourth down. So
I want to know what down it is. Sorry about Brady, man. I'm sorry about that. It's like Arlovsky going out of the end zone and stuff. All right, we're going to move on to another question here from our questions. The question is, name one former Lion that we cut in the past few years that you would love to have back. And we're going to start this out with Kurt.
Is it a cut, or is this a trade, or it's just straight cut?
Oh, it could be a trade too. Great. Yeah, that's okay. Trade's fine.
Trade, it's got to be Quandre. That's my guy. I like the way he plays, and just his, he flies around in the secondary. He's undersized for a safety. Don't get me wrong, but I like the way he plays. He plays aggressive. He's a ball hawk, and I think when they moved him to safety, he was playing his natural position. I don't think he was undersized for a slot corner, but when he moved to safety, it just made him a better player.
That's true. That's one of them for me too. Quandre Diggs was one of them. The other one, I hated that they got rid of Jason Huntley. I know he hasn't done anything, but man, I hated that.
Yeah.
I just hated that. And then we get rid of
Yes,
Ty
you did.
Johnson. That made no sense either. But yeah, okay. So that's my thing. That Jason Huntley thing just kills me, man. I don't know why, but it does. Malik was saying here that we're 1-3. We got the Jags, Falcons, and the 2 wins. That's 2 wins. I don't know about that. I don't think we beat the Falcons, but I'm not even sure we beat the Jags at this point. And the Colts, that's a toss-up. Vikings were winning, and Washington football team win. Panthers toss-up. Texans win. Okay. Bears win. Packers toss-up. Okay. He's a very confident Lions fan. I'll put it that way.
Yeah, a little way too confident.
You are Silver Lining Malik. That's your name.
Love it.
Yeah.
I love
Silver
positivity,
Lining
though.
Malik.
I do. I
Drink
like
that
Malik.
Kool-Aid.
He is, man, he's got a big straw in that Kool-Aid. He's got a big
That
gulp,
hopium
you
is-
know.
There's a big old
Man.
pile of hopium there.
Yeah.
Hey,
I'm
man.
I'm happy for him.
But you know what
for
though?
real. I hope he's right. What the heck?
To,
You know,
to see
Why
a
not?
fan with
I don't
that
want to
much
see my team lose.
positivity about the team, I don't want to see him lose. You know, even though we can get down on them, we're still fans. We don't want to see them lose the game, even though we're realistic in what our expectations of the team are. But Malik, you are definitely a silver lining person. You're optimistic. That cloud over Detroit is really, really dark, and you see the silver lining in it, my man. Hey, I
He
can't
does.
say nothing bad about it. Rod Love, big shout out to Rod Love again. He says value is high, and if we're starting over with a new GM and coach, when should they go get their quarterback?
And then they should go get their new quarterback. So he's saying that the new GM and coach will get their quarterback. We need, if his value is high now, trade him now. I think
Yeah.
it's never going to be as high as right now because I think Dallas needs a quarterback, and I think
Yep.
that makes
Mhm.
sense. That
Yeah,
makes
and,
sense.
I forgot one. 100.
What?
He said 100. 100.
100.
Yeah, at the end.
Okay. All right.
So yeah.
Yep. If you haven't already, hit that like button for the video. Really appreciate that. And the subscribe button. It should be at the lower right hand of your screen. If not, just hit the subscribe there and help us out. That gives us it pushes our channel out to more Detroit Lions fans and helps us to grow. Really appreciate that. Golden Tate, that's a good one.
Mhm.
I like that.
Man.
Oh,
Should
yeah,
have
that was
traded
one of
Marvin
mine.
Jones instead. Okay, so let's get to the panel on that question first. And so, okay, so what player that was cut would you like to see back? Go to Val.
I don't know if he was cut. Well, he
Or
probably
traded,
was.
whatever.
I'm with Luke. I want Sue back.
Oh,
yeah.
that's a great one. That
Mhm.
I think that's the best one.
Yep.
And Dominic and Sue.
I am a sucker for the bad boys, and I think that you guys need some bad boys on your team.
So Jim's a bad boy, right?
For sure. No, Sue is the number one guy that I would love to have had back. I actually wanted him back this year. That's because he was a free agent for a little while. Darius Slay is another one.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. That's a good one,
Brian
too.
Malia wants Darius Slay. We wasted our pick to replace him with a bum.
Yeah.
Ooh. Okuda slam there.
Well,
Give him some
get
time.
rid
Give
of-
Okuda some time.
Yeah.
I think
I
Okuda's
think-
going to be okay.
I think that's more on the guy we brought in from Atlanta. He's been getting toasted.
Matt Ryan?
No, the corner we brought in from Atlanta this year.
Trufant.
Trufant. He's been getting toast. His
Right.
name, people been eating his lunch all season.
For real. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think he's been hurt all year, though.
Yeah, that hamstring. We have a knack of bringing in hurt players in Detroit.
We love that. We love them hurt players.
Yeah. One thing I would say as a veteran, I always like Golden Tate on the Lions. You know, he does a lot for veterans and veteran organizations. So I always like to see him and what he does for veterans. So that's for one reason I do miss Golden Tate and that yak.
Mm-hmm.
His
That
yeah.
yard after the catch.
That
For those
yak.
that don't
Yeah.
know.
bananas.
Luke is like, right, where's our bad boy? About the only bad boy you guys got right now is probably Jamie Collins, maybe.
Right.
Not Stenberg, but he's on the bench.
Yeah, he needs some time to develop his footwork.
He's nasty.
He is, but his footwork is really stiff, and they need to train him to bend at the knees a little bit better. And his bend is not good. His pad level's too high. If you watch him, he's a mauler. I mean, he blocks really high, and that's going to be difficult in the NFL. It's going to be a difficult transition. So I think that's why they're coaching him up and dealing with that issue, because it takes a while to get that flexibility. You know, you got to train to do that. So I think it takes a while. Tim, did you have one on the cut people?
Actually, I wanted Golden Tate, Darius Slay, and get rid of Patricia.
If we could make that trade, that would be great. No,
right. Yeah.
Who's ready for some Hunter Bryant? I'll take this one because Hunter Bryant, unrestricted free agent, is due to come back. He was practicing full, and then he had a full week off. He could be participating in the next game. Anybody have anything on Hunter Bryant that they would like to say? He's the tight end. He's the tight end.
Again, reservations because he has a knee injury.
Yep. Yep.
Why are we focusing on players of previous injuries?
Well,
we always focus on all of these injuries all the time, and then these guys don't play.
Yeah, true.
I like Hunter Bryant coming out of college at the University of Washington. He's kind of a hybrid. He's kind of like, he reminds me of the Ingram out of the Giants, where he's kind of a big wide receiver, small tight end type of player. He's got speed in the open field, so he's a kind of that hybrid type of a player. He's got a lot of speed for his size, but can he come back, to Val's point, can he come back healthy and be ready to produce on the field? Coming off a knee injury is not anything that is light. So I mean, it's one of those things where you have to kind of wait and see. Can it develop?
Sorry.
Go ahead.
That's anybody else on Hunter Bryant? Anybody else got any thoughts on Hunter Bryant?
Well, wait until he's healed. I mean, yeah, I want to see him play and stuff like that, but a half of Hunter Bryant is not going to help.
He's a pass catching tight end. We also have Jesse James. We also have Hawkinson. I could see him playing a little bit more, getting some playing time over Jesse James, to be quite honest about it. It doesn't mean that we're getting rid of him or whatever. You know, they never can find him, I guess, on the field, you know, because they don't target him all that much. So I don't know what's going on there. But I would love to see him out there. I'm just not sure that that's going to make much of a difference, to be quite honest.
I mean, and we're coming up on a team. I did a little bit of scouting today, watching the Texans game, and they gave up to another former Lion. Fells caught a touch. I mean, he caught a wide open touchdown, and their linebackers in Jacksonville, well, they're down a couple guys, but have an issue covering tight ends. So
New Orleans was down 6 guys, and we didn't really do all that well there.
But
New Orleans, they're a lot better team.
Jacksonville.
They're a lot better team.
The Jags.
We might talk about that a little bit.
Okay.
Well, we got it coming up, but Friday night we'll do a lot more on Jacksonville versus Detroit. So just to let you know,
go Lions! Hey, shout out to Go Lions in the chat.
Hey, Go Lions in the building.
Todd Super Ginger brings up a point though. He says we already don't use our tight ends right. What makes you think we'll use him right?
True.
Good point.
He's bringing the heat.
Yeah.
Todd Super Ginger bringing the heat tonight, man. Oh, that was a good point. Very good point. We don't really use Hawkinson well. We don't use Jesse James was on a milk carton for the first couple of weeks. So, missing in action. But, I don't know about that one. I agree with Todd right there. He's bringing the heat. What do you think, Kurt?
Yeah, we got, as much talent as Hawkinson has, and look at how he rebuilt his body in the offseason. He's built to really play hard this season, and we go to him about 2 or 3 times a game, and that's it. So we need to develop our use of tight ends. It's just one of those things. We haven't done it very well for a very long time. It's one of those things we need to do better. You
Mm-hmm.
know, definitely.
Anybody else want to talk about that real quick? Use of tight ends.
Nope.
Okay, I like Luke G's point here. Where is our bad boy?
We already brought that up.
On the bench.
On the bench? No, we don't have
Yeah,
one. You know what I'm saying?
Nope.
Sandberg's on the bench.
So
Yeah.
Rodlove 313 says Louis Riddick for GM, Eric Bieniemy for head coach. I could rock with that.
Mm-hmm.
I do like that idea of Chris Spielman. Chris Spielman, I think, would be an outstanding GM. His brother's a GM. He's a Lion favorite. He's hometown, not really because he went to Ohio State, but hey, you know what? We're going to throw him a bone. But anyway, no, he's a Detroit guy, as in playing for Detroit, knows the organization. He's still doing stuff with Detroit right now. He does a 3-and-out session with I think it's Torrey Petrie he does it with, but I can't remember who it is actually.
Michael Hare.
It's Michael Hare. Okay. Mm-hmm. Okay. Yep. Stand corrected. But yeah, I could rock with Louis Riddick, but I don't know. I want somebody that's kind of Detroit based if we can get him, but there's so many different ideas out there about who could turn this team around. And I think we're going to talk about that a little later. So we'll go there. We'll go there a little bit later. Okay. Swift needs some more carries. I totally agree with that.
Mm-hmm.
I do. They're just using him like a Theo Riddick thing. I think that's going to continue. I think we go AD all day. And I think we're going to go carry on Johnson just a little bit. And I think we're going to have Swift out of the backfield as a pass catching running back. It's sad too.
I think the problem with that, I think Swift's a bigger back. He's bigger than Theo. He can run the ball. I mean, I think he needs more carries. I think he can run the ball. You can have a one former number 7 from Georgia handing the ball off to another former 7 from Georgia. The people get that connection. Both right. Matthew Stafford and DeAndre Swift were number 7 for the University of Georgia.
Wow. Interesting fact. So use of DeAndre Swift. Anybody else have anything on that? Don Burr in the building. All right, buddy.
Nice comment, Don Beasy. Don said Daniel Jeremiah GM, Ken Norton Jr. as a head coach.
See, there's all these opinions, you know what I mean? All these opinions on what we should do. And I like them all, to be honest. I'm like, but I want to bring the right guys in. And I honestly think this regime is done. We'll see how it goes. But Go Lions says we just need to gel as a team. That's part of it. We get all of our players back in the right positions, like Big V at tackle and out of that guard spot. If we get Joe Dahl back, that would be amazing. If we get Joe Dahl for this week, you watch the running lanes just open up. That guy's a beast.
I have a question for the panel, if I can, and do
of course,
Mr. Jim. Do you think that the loss of the preseason is one of the reasons why the Lions aren't gelling, and that now that we have the bye, coming off the bye, the Lions can make a run because now the teams can play more cohesive and they've got a chance to gel with the first 4 games being that preseason type of element?
No, I'm going to tell you why. Nobody had a preseason. So exactly. Are the Bears 0-4? Are the Packers 0-4? 1-4? No, they're not. It's just, I don't think that. Honestly, here's what I think about the preseason for us. We didn't have a preseason, so we didn't know we sucked before we actually started the real season. So that's me, man. I told Val that. I said, we don't have a preseason this year to judge how terrible this team actually is. Because we get that hype. We get the hype in the offseason. Then we get all these players like, oh my God, this is going to be great. And then all of a sudden, boom. Well, you know what I mean?
Well, I knew it was over as soon as they came up with that stupid dagger time.
Can I? Go ahead. If you look at the last 2 years preseason, it didn't help them none. I mean, that preseason basically opened up reality, and we've seen that they were not good anyway. So, and they came out and they stunk up the joint. I mean, okay, last year they were competitive at first, and but I just don't think that that would have mattered. And like Jim did point out, is no other team has had a preseason either. So it's just they don't know how to play 60 minutes.
Okay.
They go ahead and they get a lead, and then they want to go ahead and sit on it. And if you have a strong defense, you can do that. But when you got a defense like ours, you cannot do that. You got to score, no matter what, and open that up. If one part of the game is not working for you, then you got to go to the part that is working to you, for you. Like if the running is not working, you got to go to that pass. You got to open up that game and just keep that dagger, one touchdown, 3 points, even 14 points, 21 points is not enough because our defense is not good enough to protect the lead. So you got to, really play to just score until you can fix that.
I'm going to close this out with one little statement. Okay. I think it's going to be an issue, not just with the Lions. I think it's going to be where you're going to see it league wide, where the teams that ran out are going to start coming back to earth. And I think it's going to be a thing where more teams is going to even out in the league, where now that we've kind of got past that first quarter of the season, now the teams are going to be some things are going to start coming back to earth. Like today, if you look at the 49ers getting walloped by the Dolphins, and you look at how bad Patrick Mahomes played out there in Kansas City got torched by the Raiders today. So you're gonna have some parity more than what you. I think those first 4 games, those teams that really, if you think about it, that came back in and they were really they had the same team from last year for the most part. Those guys are playing well, but the teams that had a lot of new pieces, they're not playing as well. So you're gonna see as the teams get more and more used to playing with each other, I think they're gonna start improving. And am I sticking the Lions in that category? I hope so, but I'm not convinced of it. But I hope that they can play better once they play more snaps with together, because you didn't have that. You didn't have OTAs. You didn't have so you didn't have a lot of things that you have to get the cohesiveness and gel together. So that's all I'm saying. So I'm drinking Malik Mills Kool-Aid right now. So I'm just hoping that they can get it together and come together and for real. It's one of those things where I think that a lot of teams that getting out there and going got out to a fast start is going to come back to earth real quick.
Okay, we'll see if that happens, and we'll hold you to your word. No, I'm just kidding. We see so many people complaining. Don Burr, he says about the preseason, should it be cut or cut short? Now look at how important it is. And I kind of see that. So, hey, Val, anything from the chat in the Facebook group or anything in the chat you want to mention right now?
Not really from the chat, but I just want to say that about the preseason thing. Usually teams gel within the first couple of games. We're already about ready for game 5?
Yep.
The team should have been gelled somewhat by now.
Yeah. Okay. I agree with that. I do. I think it's a coaching issue. That's what I think. But we'll see. We'll see what happens during. This was the hardest part of our schedule, I think. But I do think that we got hard games coming up. Also, 72 points in that KC game. Goodness God.
It was a lot of points.
No defense.
Hey, thank you guys for in the chat for checking out the show. If you're not already subscribed, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell so you know when you're getting fresh content from us right here on Detroit Lions on the Prowl.
Yeah. Say, what's up, Detroit Drew? Thank you for showing up, buddy.
What up, Detroit Drew?
One of my DSA family is Detroit Drew, Luke G, also DSA family. Shout out to both of you guys. Thank you for joining today. Oh, wow. So, yeah, we saw it in the first 3 weeks, more lower body soft tissue injuries. Yes, we did. But we see that last year too. So that's why I don't understand. I don't know. I don't know that it mattered all that much. I guess maybe that's my point.
Man,
Well,
okay.
if you stop drafting injured players, you wouldn't be having to worry about soft tissue issues.
And a lot, you know what though? And Val, I will say this: our free agents come in injured.
Mm-hmm.
We get a lot of broke down players. We go to the junkyard to get broke.
I mean, when you're getting them off the slaughterhouse and trying to play them again.
That's funny. Okay, we're going to go to our next question now, and this is for the panel and for the chat. That's fine. Since we are now 1-4, do you think we have a shot to turn this around and make the playoffs? Since we have one extra playoff spot this year, there's one more wild card this year. What do you think, Tim?
Vince McMahon used to say, "Not co-chance," and I think they got a co-chance in HDW. Yeah,
Okay.
I really do. I mean, and this is coming from probably about the most positive person on the Lions panel here, because you know me, I really feel that every game should be played, the season should be played game by game, and that if Patricia is any type of head coach, he will let what was in the past go by and just have them ready for the rest of the season. But I just don't see it. They made me give up hope.
Well, Malik's not giving up, man. He's like, Lions make it in, man. Lions make it in. I love it.
Amen,
I
brother.
love our Lions fans. You know what? That doesn't have to be a disagreement or anything. You know what? You have your opinion. We have ours. Not necessarily. We don't necessarily want our team to lose. God, no. If we could turn this around and win a Super Bowl, okay, we're not doing that. But if we could, that would be great. I'm not hurt over that. So Kurt, what do you think about this question? Do we have a shot?
Right. So can we turn it around? Whew. Can we turn it around? You know what though? If you're on the field and you lace them up, you have a chance to turn it around. You have a chance to turn it around. At 1-3 and with the extra playoff spot, it's a possibility. I won't say that, I would say I would give them about a 20% chance of making the playoffs. That's my honest
kind of where I'm at too.
That's my honest truth. That's what my heart's telling me. Because my heart,
I'm not a 0% guy. I'm kind of like you said, about 20%, because there's some of me down deep in my heart that really wants this to happen. And then there's some of me that's like, okay, if they do win, that means Patricia's back and so is Quinn. So do I really want another year of that?
Yeah.
So I don't know. I mean, right now, let's win. Mike G. Will. What's up? Super Bowl.
I saw that too. I was like, he said Super Bowl.
Val, what do you think? Do the Lions have a chance to make the playoffs this year?
No.
Short and sweet. Oh, wow. I love it. I love our fans. I love our chat people. This is so awesome. I was watching Dosa Dion. Yeah, I know him. He's pretty cool. The last time we made the playoffs, we started 1-3. Hey, you know what? That's facts, buddy. That's facts. Right. Gotta say it. Yeah, we have a great shot to stack some wins. Go Lions. Absolutely.
We need help from the media to help turn it around. We have a shot.
I love it. Go Lions. I love that. That's awesome.
Well, I think Bon Jovi sang it good when he sang "Living on a Prayer."
Oh, come on, man. I mean, Tim bringing the heat. Record-wise, yes, but just look how we have been playing. Hell no. I think that's your show.
Yeah, hell no. It is my show. Hell yeah. That's definitely on Die Hard Den. Yeah, that's one of my
Die Hard
segments.
Den podcast, folks. And if you haven't subscribed or checked out Kurt and Shawnee J, you got to. That's an awesome show. It's called Detroit Die Hard Den, and you need to check it out. Shout out to you, actually.
Thanks, Die Hard Den podcast. You can check us out on YouTube, Facebook. You know, we got our shows over there, and we know you got us on Spotify and all the Apple podcasts, all those things. Definitely.
I love this comment from Brian Malia on Facebook. I'll sink my Sea-Doo RXTX if the Lions make the playoffs.
We're gonna hold you to that. No, actually, we wouldn't. I mean, we'd all be happy, wouldn't we?
Yeah.
What's crazy is almost everyone had a starting 2-2, and Swift dropped that. Oh my gosh! Literally, he dropped that.
Yeah.
And Todd Super Ginger, playoffs? I just hope we can win a game.
You guys are so much fun. You guys are so much fun. More
God.
Swift talk and Cephas will help. Yeah, well, more Kenny G might help too.
Right.
You know,
And we got lucky with AP because he got hurt. Right.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
You know what? I will say this. I like Cephas, and I want to see him back on the. I want to see him on. I know that Kenny G is back, but I like Cephas. I think he needs to be on the field more. So yeah, I agree with that statement. More Cephas and more Swift, definitely.
Did y'all see the Raiders pass rush? I wish we had that. I wish we had half of that at this point.
I wish you just had pass rushing, but
that would
period.
Well, when you run a 3-3-5 the whole game, you're not going to get any pass rush.
Here's a good question, actually. Who should we trade for to help our run defense? I have a guy in mind, Chris Jones, Kansas City.
Man, he ain't going nowhere.
I'm telling you, there was a rumor about that earlier because of their cap situation.
Yeah, I remember that. And then they signed to a new contract. So
yeah, well, you know what? Whatever. We'll trade for him anyway.
Yeah, that would be really good to help.
I wish we would have done it when he was actually out there.
Yeah, for real.
But I like Danny Shelton. I really like Danny Shelton.
Yeah,
I'll tell you, he's been balling out, man.
If we played a 4-3, I think that would definitely help. If you stick him, a solid 4-3, and you stick him next to Hand, that could be definitely one good 1-2.
Oh, would that be nice? And to get some pass rushers that actually can rush the passer, that'd be great too.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Trey Flowers missing in action. Anyway, I'm just letting everybody know. So, Tim, do you have anybody that you would like to trade for to help our run defense?
Sue.
You know what? He's old, but I would take him. I'd take him at a 3 technique. Yeah, I'd take him. All right. Val, anybody on your radar that you would like to trade for the Lions? Now, let me say this first. Now, Val is a Bears fan, but follows the Lions, so I just want to make that clear. She may not know every person out there or whatever, so I'm just letting everybody know. Okay, Val, what do you have an opinion on this?
Anybody out there is going to be better than what you got now. Just saying. Anybody. Any functioning adult 2020. Okay, right now.
Oh, my man, Charles. Hey, Charles, thanks, man. He said he gives him about a 10% chance. Hey, Chuck, I appreciate you. Hey, man, you got to you're not giving them 0, so I agree with you on that one.
Man, Malik going Bears suck, boo. We're better than you.
So is most of the league, so that's really not something. And we beat you if Swift doesn't drop that ball, by the way. I'm still going to rub that in.
Well, we still won, so nana boo boo. Okay.
Yeah. Pass rush. Yep. Change to a 4-3. Wide 9-4-3. Jim Schwartz. That's the defense I would really like to still have here. I think that was one of the most successful defenses we had in quite a long time since the Silver Rush.
And Unla knows how to run it. He just came from it. Just came from it in Philly under Jim Schwartz.
Oh, we'll get rid of him anyway, probably at the end of the year. If everybody goes, he's going to go too.
John Bird doesn't want the playoffs because he can't take another year of Quinn drafting the Austin Bryants or Tavais.
Mike G will, and I agree with him on this. Okay, who drafts a cornerback 3rd overall? I hate this team rebuild right now. No one does that. Deion Sanders was picked 5th and Patrick Peterson was picked 4th. And yeah, okay. I don't want to go into that because that hurts my soul. I think Okuda is going to be a good pick after a while. It's going to take him a while because corner takes a long time. And I think we need to give the kid time and see what happens. I think a different defense would help him out as well. Because any pass rush helps the corners. Everything works together. What do you guys think about that? We'll go to Tim.
Oh, shoot. You get a pass rush in there, it would help the defense. I mean, you take somebody third overall. No. Yeah, Okuda wasn't worth it. I think he was a waste of that high of a pick.
Okay. Val?
I just want to play off of Brian Molia's comment. I trade for the Farmington Hills Harrison pass rush.
Oh, okay.
I don't see that, but
that's on Facebook.
Sorry. Okay. Yep,
But
I didn't see that comment in the thing.
He's laughing. I trade for the Farmington Hills Harrison pass rush.
That's a high school football team in Michigan. People don't know what that
Basically,
is.
any functioning adult. 2020.
Don Burr, I don't want to make the playoffs. Honestly, I can't take another year of Quinn drafting the Austin Bryants, who hasn't played it down. Actually, Austin Bryant has played it down or two. I think he played one game and then got hurt again. Or Tavai, shaking my head. Okay. Same page, Kurt with Go Lions. The Bears have built their team way better. That's the difference. I got to disagree because I don't think they're 4-1, but I'm telling you, that is the most suspect 4-1 team I've seen in a long time. I'm telling you, we had them beat. A guy dropped a pass. That's really all that's what about. That's really all that was. So what do you think, Kurt? What do you think about the Bears?
I think they built their defense better than we built ours.
Yeah, well, everybody has. But.
And what's the old adage? Defense wins championships. So,
right.
I will say, skill position wise, I would say, not really, but on the offensive side of the ball, no. But that defense is something to be reckoned with. That defense is getting close to that Monsters of the Midway, kind of getting back to that Khalil Mack and those guys over there. On that, and you think about Robert Quinn's been hurt most of the year.
Yeah.
So,
that's true.
I mean, we get him back, man, that's going to be something to deal with.
Right.
Trevathan and those guys over there, I think that I won't say their complete team is built better, but that defense is built very well.
What do you think, Val?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, that's what Nagy tried to do, is bring back the old Monsters of the Midway, and I think he did build that. He didn't fulfill his promise in building the offensive side of the ball and actually giving us a quarterback for once in our freaking lifetime. But, but still, yeah. So, I mean, yeah, the Bears defense is built a lot better than the Lions.
Charles Osborne, maybe we'll make the playoffs if we keep Matt Patricia away from the team.
True.
I don't know. There's just so much of a difference in here's the Farmington Hills thing. Okay. So yeah, there's such a hatred for Matt Patricia right now, and it's justified. The guy is 10, 25, and 1. It's not acceptable. No. How come this is a question for the panel. How come we accept losing here so much? I mean, as a Lion, okay, so Val was talking to me like yesterday or today, I can't remember, about Matt Nagy. He's 4-1, and they want to fire him because the offense isn't good enough right now, and they're 4-1. We're 1-4, and we're like, hey, maybe he could turn it around. At least some people are. What do we do as fans to keep to set that higher standard? I mean, Luke G talks about this too. He says that we need to set a higher expectation for this team and not accept the garbage that we're getting. What do you think about this, Tim?
Well, I think if you look at the media, if you look at the fans, they've been calling for, last year they were calling for Matt's head. Okay, they wanted to change that. And then we get, we do get confused as far as, well, you'll hear, well, we don't give coaches long enough time to develop teams and stuff like that. Then in the past we have seen where Wayne Fonts, we thought he went way too long, to try to build a team. Fans, the Bears have at least went to a couple Super Bowls, one lost one. So we're grasping at straws, and I really don't think that we're don't yell about it enough, because we do. But we just don't want to. We just don't want to bottom out, basically, and don't know how to change it. We're more used to losing, so we'll accept more.
Yeah, I think that's a good point. What do you think, Kurt? Do we accept losing too much here?
I think it's baked in our DNA. I think it's
Ooh.
baked in the Lions' DNA.
Ooh. Wow.
That's
How do
fire.
we get it out?
It's one of those things where it's just, we have accepted mediocrity for so long in Detroit that for the Lions, it's just one of those things where, we always have hope, but even when we hope beyond hope, and the Lions fans, and I'm part of that, we are the definition of insanity. Because it's the same thing over and over again, and we think it's going to change.
That's not. Truth. Hard truth, but it's truth.
It's the truth. But I love them, and I'm not going anywhere. I love them, and I'm not going anywhere.
This is going to be one of the most interesting takes that we have on a Lions show, because my wife is a Bears fan. And so what is the outside outlook of the insanity of the Lions fans? What do you think, Val?
Well, I'm not going to speak for anyone else, but I can speak for myself. And here's the thing. I've always looked at being a fan of a football team as kind of like being in a marriage, right? So you've agreed to be together forever. You support them. You love them. But you're not going to sit there and take everything that they do and say it's okay.
I don't know about that at all.
If your spouse is beating on you every day, you're not going to go, that's okay, we'll do better next year. This doesn't happen. Okay.
So what do you suggest? Do you suggest a divorce from the Lions, or
I think the Lions fans are so far deep in Stockholm syndrome, they don't see another way out. There's no option here for you all. There really isn't.
A training order.
Yeah, we are in a abusive relationship with the Lions. That is a perfect analogy. We're in an abusive relationship, and there's no way out, because, well, for true Lions fans, we just stick with our team no matter what. And I'm not going anywhere.
Right.
I'm not going anywhere at all. But yeah, we do accept losing way too much as a fan base, and maybe we do need to stand up and say something, but how would we even do that? Do you know what I mean? How would we even do that?
So we got the Facebook user. I live in North Carolina, and I was looking forward to watching the Lions in Charlotte for $180 per ticket. I'm not wasting my money. The Panthers are winning without their best player. I live in North Carolina too. So have that Facebook user hit me up.
That's Brian Malia.
Yeah, we don't see the name here. So Brian, thank you for joining us.
Yeah. I live in North Carolina as well. I live in Spring Lake. So definitely, if you need to link up, and then we can definitely catch a beer and catch a game sometime, once this COVID thing's over. But I was looking forward to this game as well. And I'm not going to partake in that game just because of the fact that I understand $180, and I don't know if it's the money, but I think it's just the situation with the COVID. I'm still not convinced. I have underlying conditions, and I won't be attending that game.
Okay.
So yeah, but
all right.
But big shout out Brian Malia. If you hook up with me, I'm in North Carolina as well.
Yeah, that would be cool, man. I mean, two people from North Carolina that are Lions fans. How'd that happen?
He says, sounds good, bud.
Okay. Actually, I just saw a list with the top 10 states for Lions fans.
Oh, I like that.
Of course,
Can
Michigan
you
was
share?
one. Michigan was one, and people won't even guess what the second. And it's so obvious.
The second, Florida
Nope.
or Arizona.
Hawaii, Honolulu.
What?
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
Hawaii,
Yeah.
Honolulu Blue.
Oh wow,
Oh, wow.
really? I didn't know
Hawaii's
that.
number 2. North
That's
Carolina
amazing.
is number 9 for Lions fans.
So where's Arizona and Florida? Because I know that there's a big ones.
I think Florida is number 3 or 4.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
What's good, Devin 99? Thanks
Big
for rocking with
Dev!
us.
What's
He
going on?
rocks with
Devin?
us every single time.
That's my
Totally
dude.
appreciate you, man. Everybody who's new to us and new to the Detroit Lions on the Prowl, if you could hit the subscribe button, hit the like button and like the video, and also hit the bell icon so you know when brand new videos are coming out. We are going to have a lot more content coming out. Brand new member of the Detroit Lions on the Prowl is Kurt Steele. And we have Kim Becker. We also have Valerie Bordeaux. This is all of us on Lions on the Prowl right now. And we would really appreciate your support. And that being said, also, Kurt is from the Die Hard Den podcast. And we want to shout out the Die Hard Den podcast as well. And you can listen to them and follow them on Spotify and hit that follow button so you get every episode of their show. It's really good stuff. But anyway, thank you guys for rocking with us. I really appreciate it.
Shout out to Dolo Dynamite. Shout out
Dolo
to my man.
Dynamite's in here. See, I'm so
Dolo
far behind
Dynamite
on
is
comments
in
right
here,
now.
Easy, you know what I'm saying?
I know. How much can a fan affect the firing of a coach? I've been to games where security guards had to chase down fans with fire melon signs, and they still didn't fire him. That's a good point, Steve-O. I remember those days, and that was awful. Devin, A.K. Alvin Kamara. That's not nice.
Okay, go Lions, Virginia in the building.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and Devin's Ohio's. And he wants to know where Ohio's at on the list.
You can call me Funk. Check this out. Divorce rate is over 50%. We don't leave. It's not a great analogy. It's more like Stockholm syndrome.
Stockholm syndrome.
Yeah, it's exactly more like Stockholm syndrome. Well, it is in a way.
Dalvin Cook. Okay, I get what you're saying.
You know, if you look at it as a spouse who has no way out to leave, there you go.
Yeah, for sure. He says Patricia's next.
Yeah,
South Asheville is a couple hours away from Charlotte. So that's a reference for you.
And he says, send him a friend request.
Okay, we'll do.
I hope so. I see Adam Gase gone. I know Fat Pat is next. Fatty Matty Patty. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Make it Quinn first, buy her the bump. This is my point. Don Burr makes my point for me. If you get rid of Patricia, there's a chance that whoever the interim head coach is could go on a streak, and then we pretty much hire him. If you fire the GM, who's been terrible, let's make that clear.
Mm-hmm.
He hasn't produced a winner either, and all these choices are his. So every player on the field, the coaching staff is his responsibility because he hired Patricia. Patricia hires his staff. All that is his responsibility. So I fire Quinn first. Do you guys agree with that or disagree with that, Tim?
I agree with it because his drafting has been suspect. And of course, he hired Patricia, brought in a friend, basically was forced to give Jim Caldwell 1 year. And that made Jim Caldwell a lame duck, which if you look at it, in his lame duck year, Jim Caldwell did go 9-7. And he was considered a lame duck because the decision was already made.
Yeah.
So
that's true.
Yeah, get rid of Quinn.
Hey, Kurt, where's Ohio at on that list? Do you know? Because that's what Devin 99's asking.
Oh, I think they're around that 5 area.
Round 5. Okay.
So
Wow,
guys, why are we so bad at developing players? Number 3 pick doesn't start. The second round running back doesn't get carries, and the third round edge rusher doesn't even dress. What does?
You're right.
What?
Absolutely. No, he does dress. He plays special teams.
Yeah. Okwara, he plays special teams.
He's playing special teams right now because he's as special as they come. Anyway, Did Nevada make the list? That's another question for you, Kurt.
Ooh.
Well, you brought this up, so you opened a
I'm
can of
having to
worms
take a
here.
look. Hold on. Let me take a gander. Okay. Go ahead, and I'll come back to you.
All right.
That's
Curtis Go Lion says he's from Virginia. So
Wow.
Virginia here. Wow, we are so far behind. Tua still didn't want to play here.
And Devin said that no, his parents didn't want to live here for Tua.
Oh, okay. I get that. What's good, Dolo Dynamite? What's up, man? DeBread 313. What's up, man? What's up? Why are we so bad at developing players? Now, this is the question that Val had just brought up. This is actually a really good question because I agree with you and 100%. There's a lot of players in our organization that don't take that step forward. Is that coaching? Is that them personally? They're young men who have just transitioned into being men. So there's a lot of immaturity with some of these guys, a lot of habits that are bad. So is it the coaching? Is it the player? Jonah Jackson seems like he's outstanding. I don't know if we had to develop him or what, but yeah, I think that I think honestly, he is a really, really good player already, like right out the gate. But I even go back to Larry Warford, who was great coming out the gate. By year 3, he wasn't that good, and I see that trend with a lot of players. Kerryon Johnson came out like gangbusters, but the injury situation with him. So there's a ton of factors. What do you guys think about this, Kurt? What do you think about the bad developing? Are we bad at developing players?
It's a issue in Detroit where, you can get the talent, and unless they're, I think it all depends on the individual too. Because look at Slay. Slay was pretty raw coming out of Mississippi State, and he turned around, and he developed into a Pro Bowl player and even an All-Pro player. So I think sometimes it depends on the fit, like I said earlier in the program, and it's always sometimes it's about the fit as well. So
that makes sense.
Yeah. So I got that list. I'm going to read the list to the audience.
Let's do that.
And I misspoke about Florida earlier. Now this is a on Michigan Live post. It's by Brandon Champion, so I give him his due. Here is the top 10 states for Detroit Lions fans as follows. Number 1 of Michigan, of course, Hawaii, Ohio, Indiana, Arizona, Nebraska, Iowa, Mississippi, North Carolina, and Nevada.
Wow.
Florida didn't make the list. So Arizona's 5. Ohio for Dev is 3.
Woo! You moved up. Okay, so Tim, what do you think about this question? We got to move on, so we're going to get some quick hitting answers here.
I think that what happens too is that after a while they get used to the culture of losing, and they kind of adopt it. I mean, they go ahead and they may come, they may go ahead and just come out like fire and stuff like that, and then they see all these different things that happen, and then they kind of give up hope.
No,
and then when they go to another program.
Val, what do you think about this, real quick?
I think it goes back to the fact that we're drafting injured players. I mean, you can only rehabilitate a guy so far.
Yeah.
I mean, so if you can't make a guy optimal who's already banged up.
Makes sense. Deshaun Watson has advocated for Eric Bieniemy. Hopefully he picks the Lions. Eric Bieniemy should have been a head coach a long time ago. Former running back for the Carolina Panthers. He's been the offensive coordinator for Andy Reid there in Kansas City. So yeah, I kind of agree with that. There's so many people out there that we could have at that position. So let's continue to move on at this point. I really want Quinn and Rod Wood's gone. Rod Wood is pretty good. He helps with the salary cap. He's the president of the team. I don't think he's done a terrible job. I think Quinn has made the decisions, and I think he needs to go. What are your opinions on Rod Wood? Does anybody have that?
I don't.
No?
Yeah, I don't.
Kurt?
No, I think Rod Wood's actually a shrewd business person. I think actually, if you look at some of the improvements on Ford Field and some of the initiatives he's brought around the team, where the business side of the Lions has improved some, where you got the renovations to Ford Field, like I said, the renovations to Allen Park, that part of the business where Rod Wood is key to the team. I like his development as a president. So I'm a big fan of Rod Wood. You look at the concession stands and some of those things just like that in Ford Field where you can get those hot dogs and stuff for a cheap price earlier in the game. So I'm cool with Rod Wood.
Okay. Yeah, me too, actually. Any thoughts, Tim or Val, on Rod Wood? Well, Val said no. What about you, Tim?
Well, as far as for the salary cap and the concessions and being better, making a better atmosphere, I think we should keep them.
Okay. Makes sense. I still reminisce about our 1991 season and lone playoff win. I'll never divorce the Lions. It's a disease. And I'm right with you. On that. I remember the 91 win. Tim remembers it well too. He's advocated for the run and shoot forever. And
well, it was the only thing that really got us a playoff win to this point.
Yeah.
And the next year they got rid of it, which really, I just would like to see more of it. I'm not saying it's the right system for right now, but I just think they got rid of it too soon.
Okay. That makes sense. What do you think about that, Kurt?
The run and shoot.
Yeah.
I remember that era. I was a young soldier in the Army back then.
Oh, wow.
Young Lions fan. And that was some of the best times watching them on AFN. That's the Armed Forces. Well, it was American Forces Network back then. And watching them in Korea, that was definitely a big deal for me. So I love that era. I always loved Barry Sanders. I love that Wayne Fonts type of, that was my guy right there. So, and it was sad that it ended that way, the way that it did. And, kind of forced Barry out of the league pretty much.
Yep.
Barry
hiring Bobby Ross and all that other stuff.
Yeah. That broke
brutal.
Barry. That broke Barry, and Barry was like, I'm done.
Yeah, he was done. To the panel, I disagree. I want to win too. I want to win, but I stand with Matty P and Bob Quinn. You know what? I'm going to tell you this. As long as you guys are respectful in the chat, I respect everybody's opinion. I mean, you know what? It's your opinion. You know what? You might be right. We might be wrong. And that's totally okay. We're all Lions fans, and I believe all we want is a winner. I really believe that at the end of the day, that's all we really want.
Definitely.
So hire Peyton Manning. Eric here says hire Peyton Manning's GM, and I'm on that train. But will he do it?
No,
that's the question. No. Do you think Peyton Manning would become the general manager of the Detroit Lions, Tim?
No. I would like to see it. Well, it depends on what the Lions offer him and what the Fords say that they're going to give him. Are they going to go ahead and tie his hands, or I don't see it.
Okay. Okay, Val, what do you think?
I don't think Peyton Manning has any interest in becoming a GM. In fact, I much prefer Dolo Dynamite's suggestion in taking Dungy.
I like Tony Dungy. I don't know if he wants to go back in the league, though. I mean, I'm sure people have called him and talked to him and stuff like that. He's more of a mentor figure now, I think. But I do like that. I do like that pick. If he would come out of retirement, that would be great. Anybody else on the Kurt, what did you think about if Peyton Manning would come here? And then secondly, what about Tony Dungy?
Peyton Manning, he's not hurting for money. I think what he does now is what he wants to do in the media, and kind of doing his own thing over ESPN, doing the detail and just doing all the commercials. And the next thing I would see Peyton Manning is probably in a broadcast booth. Dungy, I think that with the issues he had with his family, the family issues and things of that nature, I think he's more settled on the outside of the league right now.
Daniel Jeremiah for GM, Donberg. The way Mike Mayock has the Raiders looking, well, that's true. The two work together on draft night, or hire Mel Kiper. Hell no.
I'm not hiring Mel Kiper Jr. for nothing.
Hell no.
Brian
That's your show, man.
Brian Malia had some interesting choices here for you to consider. Make it the Moore and Perryman show, or hire Spielman and Moore.
Kellen Moore. He's talking about Kellen Moore, who was is he offensive coordinator for Dallas?
Yes, he's the offensive coordinator.
Yeah, I mean, hell no, Kiper sucks. Well, you're absolutely right about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, we do need to play Julian Okwara more. I believe that too. I don't know why they're not doing that. I know a lot of people that have moved to Vegas after 9/11. Yeah, that's true. He's not wrong.
Okay, we have a question in the Facebook. What are the chances the Lions can make a run in the games up to Thanksgiving? Just trying to keep hope. Will the defense make the right adjustments down the stretch?
I think there's always hope.
And and the other guy was referring to Herman Moore, not me.
Oh, not Kellen Moore. He's talking about Herman Moore.
Herman Moore.
Okay. Okay. I'm sorry. There are two Moores. Okay.
About big number 84. Yeah.
What was that question one more time, Val?
The question that Jeremy Graham brings up is, what are the chances the Lions can make a run in the games up to Thanksgiving, and will the defense make the right adjustments down the stretch?
It's such a hard question. I'm going to pitch it over to somebody else because. What do you think, Kurt?
I just had a conversation, and I got to give it out. I'm a name dropper. I just had a conversation quick with Eric Schlitt of LionsWire.com, and he had an interesting take on this one. He said, if they don't win the next two, I don't think that they're gonna make anything happen before Thanksgiving. So he's like looking at the Jacksonville game and Atlanta. He said they can win those games, then maybe they can turn it around. But if they lose both of those or even one of those games, it's going to be tough. Indianapolis plays pretty tough, and it's always hard for the Lions to win up in Minnesota. So I would say that they have to pick up a stride winning the next two games to have a really a shot to turn it around before Thanksgiving.
Tim, what do you think? Do we have a shot at turning this around?
Hell yeah. No, I'm joking. There's always a shot, but are we remembering what's been going on? Are we looking at that? Because if the last few games was just opening jitters, yeah. But that, I could win them. Yeah, the last 4 games. Yeah. But heck, if I pick the right lotto numbers, I could be a millionaire too. That's the type of chance that I see right now. Wow, I don't see much of one.
It's astronomical.
Yeah, I know.
What do you think, Val?
I think they might make a small run, but I don't think it's going to be enough to actually make a difference. To actually, to turn the tides.
Okay, that makes sense. That's my opinion too. I'm having a really hard time believing in this team for anything at this point. Can we beat Jacksonville? We should be able to beat Jacksonville. We really should have beat the Bears. We weren't even close with Green Bay or New Orleans. So we know if we play a good team, we're going to get smoked pretty much. Even though we only lost the New Orleans games by a little bit. And if our defense was any type of defense, that we would have been, we would have won that game. Or we had a chance to win. I have such a hard time believing it, but anything's possible, and I'm gonna hold out hope. I'm gonna watch every game, and that's where I stand on that particular point.
So now, if the losing continues, does the coaching staff get fired by Thanksgiving?
No, I don't believe that. I believe if they were going to fire them, they would have done it in the bye week, and they didn't. If they don't do it this week coming up, then they're not going to do it.
I think that if if they don't win 3 out of the next 4, they're going by Thanksgiving.
Really?
Mhm.
Okay.
Wow.
Yeah, Manning says he wants to own a team, which I don't think he.
Yeah,
you
I
know
don't
what?
think Manning doesn't want to be. He wants to own. He don't want
Okay,
to
so here's a better question for the panel: Do we want the Fords to sell the team to Peyton Manning?
And would Peyton Manning take part ownership? He could, could he be? I mean, an ownership partner with the say and the relations to the NFL.
Do you think that would be a good move, Kurt?
the Peyton Manning. I'm not sure with Peyton Manning. There's one person who wants to buy the Lions, and if he would keep them in Michigan, I'd probably be all for it. And that's the Amazon guy, Jeff Bezos. I think he's been trying to buy the Lions for a while, and the Fords keep pushing them to the side. They keep saying no, but I mean, this guy is the next trillionaire. You know, he's going to be a trillionaire. This guy got that much clout. Well, he got that much capital where he can buy them outright by himself. He doesn't need an ownership team. He can buy them out. He can buy the team himself. So I think that's the person. As long as I want somebody who can come here and bring us a winning culture, and put, you know, if that means throwing all the money at it, where he can throw it and do everything he needs to do to put at the tools in place for us to succeed, I'm all for it. But the Fords, it is time for them. It has been past time for them. The expiration date is well past due. The milk is curdling. Sell the team.
I totally agree with that. You know what? I would give Peyton Manning a shot at ownership because he's a former player. He has a passion deep inside for football. He has connections in the league too. And I think that he's a football guy. We don't have that as ownership right now. I don't know. I would give that a shot. I really would. I hadn't thought about it that way before, but yeah, I would give it a shot. Luke G says fire Quinn now. I agree with that 100%. And yes, I want him to buy the Lions. Yeah, there we go. Lawrence Jackson wants to buy the Lions. Have been trying to for a while now. He's a former defensive end, if my memory serves. Go ahead, Val.
Well, Luke says that Peyton Manning would be no different than the Jags owner.
Oh, that might be a good point. That might be a good point. I'm so far behind in the chat, guys. Sorry about that. Jeff Bezos would buy the Lions and move them. Do you think he would move them?
Yes, he would.
It would be a possibility. That would be my only downfall for him buying the Lions. I think it would be a definitely a possibility that he would move the team.
And would we still be Lion fans if he moved the team?
Well,
I would.
Right.
Well, the only issue with that is that the board of governors will have to approve. He just can't come in and move the team.
Right.
He has to get approval by the board of governors to get the team to move. So, but that probably wouldn't be a hard. It probably wouldn't be a hard sell for the board of governors.
Here's a scenario. Remember what happened when Art Modell moved the Cleveland Browns to Baltimore. The NFL went ahead and gave another franchise, and the city got to keep the name of the Cleveland Browns. So would that work for the Lions as far as giving them a rebirth?
Oh, I don't know.
I mean, that's.
I would be.
I don't like that.
I would be hesitant on moving the team. I think you need to have new ownership and have it kept in Detroit first. And if that fails, then move the team and, and change your name or whatever you got to do at that point, because you've exhausted all options. But I think that moving the team should be an absolute last resort.
This is interesting. This is interesting here. Manning is a Michael Jordan type. He's an owner, not a GM type, especially not with this losing franchise. That's interesting. Interesting.
Well, and would you be a Lions fan? Yeah, okay. Being a Lions fan, if they move the team, because Devin99 says, I don't know if I could be, a Lions fan if they move the team. And we've got, saying that people don't want them to sell it because they want Sheila to step up and do her job.
Yeah. But the Fords haven't done their job since 1957, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
And actually, I don't even know if they owned them that long, but still. Does Mark Cuban want an NFL team? Would you want Mark Cuban to own the Lions? I don't know about that.
Well,
he wants to win. I can guarantee you he has the competitive spirit to win. He has the money.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. He's very controversial, though. He likes to stick his nose in like a Jerry Jones type.
I had a comment. Someone said something to me. Who was that? Let's see. Okay. Kurt, the Lions got to play Jacksonville. They might win that game and then maybe Atlanta, but they still got a lot of teams to face. I don't think it's in their favor. I have to totally agree with you.
Mm-hmm.
I have to totally agree with you, because if you
Yeah,
look at how Houston played today, Houston, I think that they got a rebirth when they fired O'Brien. So I mean, but they played Jacksonville today. But I would say definitely that Deshaun Watson looked good today.
Yeah. Did you want Dan Gilbert to buy us? Hell no.
Nah. And he's been trying that too.
Brian Belia says he wishes the Fords would have sold the Lions to Mike Ilitch years ago when he was still with us.
Yeah, Mike Ilitch was the owner of the Red Wings and the owner of, well, he still is, and the owner of the Tigers. Or he still is, but the Ilitch family is. Yeah, I would have liked that because the Red Wings have a solid organization and they have a solid history, and they have a history of being a great organization. We do not.
Hockey Town
we
USA,
really don't.
baby.
Hockey Town USA, baby. Yep. Yeah, for sure. So we're getting a lot of comments on ownership and a lot of comments on, who do you think should be the GM? Peyton Manning's name is out there. I like the Chris Spielman take for the GM job and let him hire a coach, and I like that idea.
But some people would rather have Spielman be the offensive coordinator rather than the GM.
Well, I don't know why he would be the offensive coordinator when he played defense, or
assistant coordinator, maybe even on the defense.
Okay. I mean, I guess I don't know. I don't know how that's going to work, because if you pick the GM picks the coach picks the offensive and defensive coordinator. So, you're not really picking that. Elliot Wolf, is that the guy that owns Green Bay, or that had something to do with Green Bay, or am I tripping? Could be.
I'm not sure. I have to Google him.
Yeah, go ahead and find out.
Devin and I had a good one. Said the Lions fans packed the stadium when we're winning 3 games. Get it winner, and it's sold out.
It is, and then he said, "I'll leave the team if they move." I would too. I'd be pretty upset if they moved. Get Eric Bieniemy, please. He's a head coach. So that would be picked up by the GM. Oh, he's the assistant with the Browns. Okay. What about that guy that sued UPS?
Or whoever he sued.
I have no idea who that is. I'm sorry, Dolo. I really don't know who that is. Anybody on the panel know that guy? Or
I don't.
The guy that sued UPS or whoever he sued.
I don't know. I have no reference to that.
Okay, the assistant GM to the Browns. Are the Browns really that good, though? I mean, have they turned a corner?
Yeah,
I don't know.
I
mean, because the Browns always have this team where they look good on paper, but when they actually play, they're not very good. I haven't watched them this year, so I don't know.
I'll tell you their record this year. I think they won again today.
Yeah, and they won again today. That's really good.
They beat the Colts today.
Wow.
They're like 4-1, I believe.
That's impressive. Go ahead, Val.
Thornburg says, no, don't get Eric Bieniemy, another unproven, hyped-up coordinator with no head coaching experience.
He's right, but he comes from the Andy Reid tree, which Andy Reid has produced some head coaches that aren't too bad. Mm-hmm. And the Browns do have talent. I will agree with that. And we don't have a lot of talent here because they shy away from that in Detroit. Mm-hmm. Every time there's a big name guy out there, they don't pull the trigger, but Cleveland has. They went out and got Odell Beckham Jr. and they got a bunch of people over there and they draft okay. So I'm not hurt by that.
We've got another person sold on Herman Moore.
Yep. Herman Moore. I've heard that quite a few times in the chat tonight. I had never really considered it until tonight. Luke G says, look at the Browns' talent. I got to agree with you.
They got talent, but they're still trash, Devin 99 responds.
But they're still trash. Uh-oh. Something happened with Kurt. And we're seeing his Lions. There he is. He's back again. Just messing with him. He already used the Browns as a proving ground, so he would be. Yeah, you know what? I am honestly, and I like Eric Bieniemy, and I think he should have been a head coach already. But we need the GM first. So people got to realize this. We can't just go out and just hire a coach. We have to hire a GM who hires his coach and gets his guys. And if the GM that Luke is talking about is going to pull the trigger on those, as JMO would say, 313 JMO would say, making the bold move, making the power move. And we don't do that in Detroit. We love mediocrity here. We absolutely love mediocrity.
Yep.
We draft for it.
Really do.
Mm-hmm. We get free agents that are not the best. So I look at Big V, and you could have had Jack Conklin, who went where? Didn't he go to Cleveland?
I believe so.
I think he did. Browns are not trash. 4-1. Shaking my head. I agree with you. I agree they're not trash.
And they're 4-1 and one of the toughest, tough division in the NFL. You got Pittsburgh in that division, and you got Baltimore in that division.
Devin 99 says they had an easy schedule, played one good team, and got smacked 36-3. Don Burr.
Maybe we ought to have those two on the chat arguing.
Yeah, maybe. Dolo Dynamite says I want for someone from the Steelers. That's actually a really good point. And the reason that's a good point, the Steelers have been a good organization for a very long time.
A very long time. They are a very stable organization.
And they know what they're doing.
I love you, man. Devin, we sitting at 1-3 and playing about the same type of teams. We can't call nobody trash. I love you, man. I love you.
That is good. Spielman for GM. He's a hard ass who can recognize hard work ethic. I get that. But I'm intrigued by the Cleveland guy. So that's another one we're going to throw in the hat here.
Well,
and I have to say, Spielman, he even announces hard.
He does. he does, man. He really goes at it.
He's a hard analyst.
How about Terry Bradshaw by Stolo Dynamite?
Well, since he's handing out money every week, he might have the money for
every
it.
week. You give it away.
Well, obviously he's got an opinion about our head coach, so maybe he can,
maybe he's asking for the job, right?
Right. Terry Bradshaw had a lot of things to say about Detroit. He said that Matt Patricia couldn't coach a lick. It was one of the questions I had today. I'm going to throw it up here just so you can see it. Because we kind of went to whatever anybody was saying. I don't mind that. Terry Bradshaw's are very vocal this season in regards to Matt Patricia. Said that he can't coach a lick. Does this have more weight coming from him? And do you agree? I'm going to go to Kurt. I'm going to actually do this question.
Does it have more weight coming from him? Not particularly, because that's just the eye test. We know he can't coach. But I understand what he's saying, and it does for some people that are outside of the realm and outside of Detroit. They would take that as a big vote of non-confidence in Matt Patricia when it's coming from someone with his stature in the league. It does mean some more to some people. Do I believe he is correct? Yes, I believe he is correct. And Strahan and those guys definitely, the national media is really killing them right now. And I think it's his ability to not coach, his not ability to coach, and it's his attitude. His attitude is very dismissive and arrogant to the regime that was here before him. You know, oh, I got so much stuff to do here, and you know, we've heard the comments. He had so much work to do, so much to get done.
Yeah,
and
that's all BS.
Is
Sorry.
to say that crap and then just be a losing coach. You can't say that and come. You can't say that after you're the guy behind you, the guy in front of you who had 9 wins in his last season, and you have 10 wins in 3 seasons. So, I mean, but yeah, we know Matt Patricia can't coach. It's, you know, it's one of those things where I think that I think he would be better suited as a coordinator. A head coach is not for him.
Okay. Tim, what do you think about this? Is it hold more weight for what Terry Bradshaw said it, and do you agree?
Well, it's obvious Patricia cannot coach. That Patricia's comment is being looked at by somebody like Terry Bradshaw. Would I like to see him as part of the organization? Yeah, I'd like to see him because he has a lot of influence with the NFL too. And I think that would change things around. But I do think that it does impact the team more. And I don't think it's going to get him fired quicker because the Fords do what they want to do.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
All right, Val, what do you think?
I think that while it carries some weight because of his stature in the league, it's kind of a little bit, well, you know, dude, how much head coaching experience do you have? I would have more weight in someone that had a lot more head coaching experience, you know.
That's a good take.
But you did have some Super Bowl wins. I'll give you some credit for that. But I think it's a little bit pandering to the people who want to laugh at the Lions. And I think it's just overkill. We already know this, you know, and I think it's just it's a media attention getting.
That makes sense. Luke G says this, and I might push back on this just a little bit, but he says he has no experience, is passionate about the Lions, but lacks experience. I agree with the lacks experience part, but his brother is the GM of the Vikings, and I'm sure they talk, and I'm sure that he knows a little bit more than someone off the street. But that's just me. There are more experienced people. And I can totally see where you're coming from with the Cleveland guy pick, but I still think I'd like to see what he could do. You know, I would like that, but I understand I don't want to have Detroit be a proving ground for new people either. So I kind of get that. Elliot Wolf will also cut his teeth in Green Bay, the son of former GM Ron Wolf. That's why I thought he was connected with Green Bay.
Yeah.
Thank you, DeBread313. Thank you.
Dolo Dynamite's like, screw it, Pistons owners buy us.
Oh, no. I don't want Goris. He's a drunk, man. I hate saying that. Quinn couldn't manage his way out of a paper bag. That's true. Looks like Howdy Doody. Oh, what experience did John Lynch have? That's a really good one. That's a good pushback.
Mm-hmm.
See what he says. Screw it. The Pistons. No, not Tom Goris. Please, not Tom Goris. I'm sorry about that, but Devin 99, my man. He says he's drunk on the sideline every game. I told you he was a drunk. That's what I was saying, man.
Go would have vodka really owning the Lions.
He would really be drunk if he owned the Lions.
Yeah, he'd be drinking a lot more if he owned the Lions.
With the Pistons and the Lions? Oh, my God.
Talk about Tom Goris, the Pistons owner. Would you like to see him own the Lions, Kurt?
Nah.
Luke clapped back at you about Spielman now. He said his brother is the GM, not him. What are you going to do?
I knew he would say that.
When his brother's in the Vikings.
Well, yeah, it doesn't matter, man. I mean, at least I think he might be all right. It's just my thought. Who was the stud in that front seven when Patricia got here? Seriously, Caldwell took over the best roster the Lions left to any coach since Ross, and Caldwell might have been better than Ross, and his roster might have been better. Okay, so then what did Matt Patricia inherit then? You know, I don't know. I don't know if I agree with that, and I understand the front seven thing. I do, but I don't know. There was some talent here, I think. His brothers, yeah, here it goes. What does he do to call his brother for advice on the Lions when his brother's on the Vikings? No, I just think that he must talk and he might learn something from them.
As a GM, not about the Lions, but how he moves as a GM. Right. I understand what you're saying. Like how he would move and how he would interact with, as a GM, not particularly for the Lions. I just think he would ask his brother, hey, I'm being the GM, and his brother. I don't think he would give him crappy advice and give him the wrong advice just because he's at a rival team.
No, it's more like the Vikings suck. So I mean, if he's not doing a good job, what's Billman going to do?
The Vikings have a decent run. I mean, the Vikings have been up there since Spillman took over, up there going for the we call that the division titles. They've been playing for the division for a while. So, what is that? The what did they call it? What was the big game they had against the Saints? The Minneapolis Miracle.
Yeah.
So,
yep.
I mean, the Vikings. They're taking it to actually as we speak they're taking it to Seattle right now. They're taking them to the woodshed right now.
Well, I'm more on Devin 99's side when he says the Vikings just going to help our draft position by beating the Vikings.
Okay, I feel you.
God, I hope so. Mayak is not a GM for real. Gruden is. Yeah, well, that's possible too. It looks like the Vikings rookie cornerbacks are starting to play good. Yeah. Better than our rookie corner. Sorry.
It's still in last place.
Yeah, they are. Well, are they tied or are we one above them?
We have. I think we scored more points than they have, so we're in.
You scored more points than they have, so you're in third.
We're in third. Lions are.
It should say laugh at the beard. That's funny. Okay, we're gonna start getting towards wrapping up. We're almost at 2 hours right now. We didn't get to all the questions, but we did get to most of yours. And we really appreciate everybody rocking with us. Bucky Brooks for GM. Now that's interesting. That's interesting.
Bucky Brooks is a decent talent evaluator. So
he is. It's not a bad idea. Okay, everybody in the chat, we really appreciate you. Make sure on the way out that you like the video. We really appreciate that. And if you've not subscribed to Detroit Lions on the Prowl, please do so. And I'm going to go to final thoughts here in just a second. I really appreciate everybody that's rocking with us tonight. Thank you, Luke G, Dolo Dynamite, Steve-O, Devin99. You can call me Funk, Don Burr, Steve-O, a bunch of all you guys in the chat. Really appreciate you guys. If I forgot anybody, I'm sorry. Let's go or Let's Go Lions, I think was one. I'm just trying to remember everybody. Ozzie Newsome for GM. Oh, heck yeah, if we could get him. But anyway, former Baltimore Raven. All right. Anyways, final thoughts tonight, Val.
I'm just interested in seeing what the Lions are going to do after the bye week and see what happens from there.
Okay. Tim, final thoughts for this evening.
Okay. Hopefully someday this will be true. But what I want to say to the team and to the Lions fans, Lions players, win for the pride of it. The pride of Detroit, the pride of being a Lion, and the pride of Michigan. Go
Pride
Lions.
of Detroit. Shout out to Jeremy Reisman, Pride of Detroit head editor. Just kidding. No, actually, I really like him. So closing thoughts tonight, Kurt, Man of Steel.
Okay. As we all are Lions fans, I never want to see the Lions lose. I know we've said some negative things, but always keep in mind that we all are Lions fans and we want the Lions to win. Except for Val, she's a Bears fan, but we want the Lions to win. We're just being realistic, and I always hope and pray that the Lions will win one before I die. So, yeah,
that's the shirt I'm wearing, Kurt.
Yeah. So, with that being said, the Lions have a lot of work, and hopefully we can turn it around here in the short part of this mini after the bye, where we can get some wins, and and get in position where we can make some noise. But with that being said, whatever you do in life, please boss up, ball out, and be the best version of you that you can be. And you can check me out here at the Detroit Lions on the Prowl, over at the DSA, and also you can check out Die Hard Den podcast. You can find us on all of your major podcast platforms. We have our YouTube channel. We go over our Facebook page. Shawnee J does an excellent job of keeping you informed over there on the Die Hard Den Facebook page. So follow us over there. Subscribe to our page as well. And we're going to see you next time. Jim?
Yeah, everybody, thanks for rocking with us tonight. And I love some of the optimism that I was hearing tonight. I love and some people don't think that it's so optimistic at this point. Everybody is entitled to their opinion. And that's the one thing I wanted to say for tonight. We're not going to kill you for loving Matt Patricia. We're not going to kill you for wanting him fired or dead. Well, that's a little extreme, right? But no, seriously, though, everybody has a right to their opinion as long as you're respectful and things like that. We really appreciate all of you guys that are in the chat and here. On your way out, please like the video. Please subscribe to Detroit Lions on the Prowl. We're going to be bringing you a lot more content coming up. And for the panel, thank you, Val, for joining us. Thank you, Tim, for joining us. Thank you, Kurt, for joining us. It's been a wonderful show. And with that, we're out.